Howdy folks, Kirk and Jay here with another tip of the day on soffits, ceilings. Why did this one come down? 80-year-old house, it's on the corner, a lot of trees, it wiggles, but they had an electrician here, and the electrician did some vibration when he was doing his work. A lot of times electricians will use those paddle bits or what we call auger bits, and they're wide like this, and that causes vibration. Every other ceiling in the house, in this house, is fine except for here where the electrician got a little gung-ho. Any kind of vibration to ceilings inside or even outside walls is like kryptonite to Superman. Not good. So what Jay and I we're looking at where it's loose, and I kind of marked it in areas with just a felt pen. And there's a lot of ways to take this off, guys. One of the ways is Jay uses his oscillating saw, or what do you call that saw?
A multi-tool.
Multi-tool, and he holds the vacuum, like say the vacuum right here. He'll hold that, and he'll just use the vacuum to hold it and cut it. You know, I do it the old-fashioned way. This is kind of a drag, and you get about, you use about 10 blades, 15 maybe, and you just look at where it's coming down. Now I can see right here, this is hanging loose by about an inch. Well, where do you stop, guys? That's the question. Where do you stop? Because I've done ceilings where I took the whole thing down because it was necessary. But on this, it's not necessary. So what you do is you push up on it. Push up on it. And you could see that this right here is loose. And so where I marked it is where I'll score it. Because, again, what I'll do is I'll take the blade and just score it like this. And that is very difficult to do. Then, I'm going to put these blades down. What we'll do is we'll put our mask on, because we don't know what kind of insulation this is. It could have asbestos in it. It could have this, could have that. Who knows? 80 years ago, I'm hoping it's rock wool that, actually it's paper, so that's good. Then we take our hands and we gently pull down. Okay, let's see if I can gently pull down. And that is correctamundo. All right. So this is how we're going to do this entire ceiling. Jay's going to go around here and take all of this off. When I put this back together, here's how you put it back together, guys. You see your joist. Okay, joist is every 16, I think, on ceilings. Even on walls, every 16. So we're going to take all that needs to come off. Then we're going to paint a weldcrete. We're going to back in this. Then take a weldcrete or a plaster weld, paint this, and then we're going to wire it. Why are we going to do all that? Because we want to hold up the remaining ceiling with the wire screwed into the joists. I don't think this will ever come down again, but if you're standing up on in the attic, jumping or doing jumping jacks, almost every ceiling will separate. So try not to do that. Anyway, when we get to that stage, I'm going to try to plaster this without dropping a spoonful. That's a lot of mud, maybe 2 buckets to do without dropping a spoonful. If you want to witness that, within a few minutes you'll be able to see that. But Jay's going to take an hour or two to take this off while I do other things. Okay, guys, we are set to spread structo-Lite. Structo-Lite is used hospitals, schools, government buildings because of its resistance to fire, soundproofing, heat. It's got a lot of insulation values. Now, structo-Lite, the only drag with it is it takes between 3 to 5 hours to set. Now, Jay grabbed a bag of calcium sulfate. Calcium sulfate is an accelerator. and it's a brand new bag. So we're not sure when this is going to set. It could set before I'm done right here, which they says, well, Lou's going to mix it. I said, well, then if he mixes it, you better put the accelerator in it, because he tends to make it either soup, or he makes it where by the time you get that bucket up, we're working on the second story, by the time you get the bucket up here, it's already set. I can feel this anytime we're working with brand new bags. It tends to set quick, or vice versa. I'm judging it by what I'm pulling out now, and it's already setting, which means I gotta hustle, because if it sets, and we got a couple bags of this stuff, and we know next time how much to add or how much not to add. Can you guys use joint compound for this? Sure you can. I would suggest 20-minute if you're good with the tools. 20-minute is about right for the average person. What I'm trying to not do is drop a lot, because if I drop a lot, then we got to clean a lot. Okay, it's getting hard now. I got maybe 5 minutes left to spread that. Come on now. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah. Hardest. Maybe I'll have 5 minutes. Where are you going? That's why I'm keeping my hock under it so that it won't fall off. And this is going to be my last scoopful, because it is getting hard now. So what I'm trying to do is get everything out of this bucket. Because I don't have another, once I put this on, this is going to be hard as a rock. This right here scrapes the bucket so we get it all out of there. And while I'm talking, this is getting hot as a rock. How hard is it? Don't try that at home, guys. Okay. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. All right, guys, it mixed me up a little bit more mud, a little less accelerator this time. The first few hockfuls that I took were nothing as far as using strength or energy. The last hawk, that was as much strength and energy as the whole first part of that video, because I had to use so much strength, muscle. We want to use skill instead of muscle, but when it starts to set or
Like, how many times have they brought buckets up to me, or have I mixed when I was a hod carrier and brought the same buckets to Mr. Whitey? A lot of times I'd get there and old Whitey would say, boy, what am I supposed to do with this mud? It's, throw the bucket away now, it's hard. So it's, if you're going to use structo-Lite with the accelerator, it takes a little practice. You might say, what's that blue stuff? That blue stuff is a bonding agent. It's called weldcrete. I didn't have any plaster weld in the truck, but weldcrete can work for the inside and the outside. But that doesn't mean plaster weld could work for the outside. So as soon as I get this little piece here, I can feel this getting stiff already. Now I'm going to look for my low spots. And what we did is we applied 3.4 mesh metal netting, and these marks right here are just our joists up there. So that mesh netting holds everything. This was done in case anybody goes up in the attic and starts to jump around again. This is going to remain solid. It's not going to come out again. And can I just use structo-Lite without a top coat? Of course I can, or you can too. Structo-Lite we use, it's used everywhere. But again, the most important thing about using this product is the set time. And I could feel it already. It's setting. And that's okay, because the hard stuff is done. The first coat is always the hardest because you have to get it to mushroom. And guys, if you say you're up in your attic and you step through the attic and your foot is hanging below, which I've heard a lot of people say, man, I stepped through the attic, my foot went through. You can, if the timber lath is still in good condition, you don't have to use the metal mesh that we used. We just, we're professionals. I don't want to have to ever come back here and fix something. So with the metal mesh, it cannot come loose. Let's see here. Doing a couple things here. Watching where I step. And making sure I don't fall through the scaffold. Okay. Almost got this browned out now. And that's again why we use the sulfate. And in case you're wondering, who makes structo-Lite? USG. Who makes the aluminum or the sulfate we use? It's calcium sulfate for the accelerator. USG. And are you going to find this material at Home Depot or Lowe's? Not really. Sometimes I see they sell diamond plaster, but usually you have to Google plastering yards near me to get this material or any of the lime plasters that we often use. So this is just the fast way to do it. And if you guys want it, if your skill is sheetrock, you can put sheetrock there, but you have to account for the 3/8 of wood lath that's already there too. Now, because I'm done with the whole perimeter and the base, you guys can't see it from that angle, but what I'm going to do is we're going to mix a little bit more structo-Lite, but this time no accelerator in it, because if it takes 3 to 4 hours to dry, that's going to be my finish coat. You can see right here, they have a lot of sand. This is silica sand. It's really fine sand. Perlite, actually. But their finish has really heavy sand. So I'm done with this bucket. So we'll need a little bit more. And I don't want to have any more accelerator in it. So we're just going to mix it regular. And it'll stay wet for a good 3 to 4 hours, guys. So remember that if you're going to put this on, just do a scratch coat one day and then a brown coat the next day, because you do have a long time and nobody likes to watch paint dry. I've been there where I put this on and we're just waiting and waiting. So if you're like us, we do everything same day. By the sulfate too, at the plaster yard. All right, guys, this is set, and it's just structo-Lite, guys. What I was planning on doing was gonna mix some lime plaster and throw some heavy sand in it, because this is perlite glass beads, but just dabbing it like this, and then I'm going to knock it down with my trowel. Will give me the same thing here. This is smooth right here, smooth as glass. This is wavy, so that's not really going to match. But what we do is you look at what you got, and if you can't figure out how to match it with a traditional way, use your imagination, guys, because this is working. You can just put it, twist, 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 and now it's bringing out the little bit of sand. Plus, I'm twisting it. That way, it matches a lot better. Then what I'll do is, because theirs has a lot of smooth spots. After I do that, I'll just take my trowel and just barely touch it, guys. Now I'm just going to barely touch this. And this just kind of knock it down a little bit, so it has those smooth spots also. There's a whole bunch of ways to do a ceiling, guys. Whole bunch of ways. In the description, I'll put a couple more videos that we've done where people falling through the ceiling, or I'll say, well, we're just going to remove this little bit, and we end up removing the whole ceiling because we can't compromise the integrity of it by just doing a little spot. We got to do the whole thing. So I'll put a few more of those in the description. Anyway, my name is Kirk. Jason's on the camera. We thank you guys for watching, and as usual, we'll see you on the next one.
All right, folks, as always, we want to thank you all for watching. We really appreciate your questions and comments. Please let us know if there's anything you'd like to learn about. And as always, from the entire Giordano family, we'll see you on the next one. Okay, well, we're never going to get better than that, so...